The quaint coastal town of Paramour Bay, Connecticut, was having the town-wide 2-day annual garage sale, and the warm weather couldn't have been more cooperative. The Saturday morning sun was shining brightly. A gentle, cool breeze was coming in off the bay, and the residents were all out in force with their wallets and change purses, ready to capture new treasures. The picturesque neighborhoods were currently filled with townsfolk making their way from one driveway to the next, hoping to purchase some novel, gently used items that they could brag about during tonight's fish fry. The free all-you-can-eat community dinner was being hosted by none other than our current mayor himself, in hopes of being re-elected for office this year. Mayor Sanders didn't see it as buying votes as much as giving back to the community that he loved. Any other opponent might have said otherwise, but that was unlikely, since he was currently running unopposed. Even so, he still made an effort to mingle with the residents to keep in their good graces. "Raven, I'm going inside for some more coffee," Heidi Connolly called out from across the driveway. She had her blonde hair secured in a ponytail that had been threaded through the back of a pink baseball cap, and she was carrying one of those insulated travel mugs with the metal straw. "Do you want some?" "Yes, please. Black is fine," I called out before placing the $10 that Monty had given me into the small metal box that Heidi had set on the table for the cash that we'd hopefully make off our items today. "Monty, I hope you enjoy that set of Homemaker's pantry pans. I don't think Nan ever used them."
"I usually don't say this, but are you sure that I can't give you more money for them?"
Monty asked, the local hardware store owner already hoisting up his find into his arms before I could change my mind.
"Then again, it is a garage sale. Nice doing business with you, Raven."
I laughed as Monty walked away with his newly discovered prize, very happy that I could participate in this year's annual garage sale. Having lived in Paramour Bay for close to a year and a half, I'd finally accumulated enough items to have my own table. It had also helped to search the cottage that I'd inherited from my grandmother for little odds and ends that had just been collecting dust. "Have a good day, Monty." I closed the lid on the metal box and sat back in my chair to enjoy the scene before me. I loved to people watch, especially when there were so many smiles on the faces of those perusing the tables. I planned on joining the crowd later today, holding out hope that not everything would be too picked over. We still had tomorrow to get through too, and some of the residents purposefully kept a second wave of gently used items and trinkets in their garage to resupply their table for tomorrow morning. The older patrons who frequented the tea shop aptly titled Tea, Leaves, and Eves, that I'd also inherited from my grandmother, were out and about today as well. Elsie and Wilma, the town's two biggest gossip queens, were a few houses down, trying to buy a woman out of all her knitting needles for their newly acquired hobby. I wouldn't be surprised if they came into the store next week to ask if they could use one of the high-top tables to sell some of their creations.